Listen. Well, what do I want to say? Listen, but what do I want to say? Hey, what's up? Stephanie, the English coach here from EnglishFullTime.com. Today I have a fun, easy English practice video for you that I'm sure is gonna have a ton of vocab. And if you really wanna study that vocab, go to the link in the description because I am going to have a professionally created transcript, a PDF transcript for you so you can download it, print it, study it, circle things, highlight things, write in the margins, okay? All the wonderful things that you should do when you have this kind of material because it will help you go even deeper into your learning. But did I already say we're gonna look inside my fridge? I'm gonna show you what's in our fridge, but it's gonna be more than that, actually. It's not just gonna be like, here's all the food. I wanna talk to you about why some of these things are here, like what choices we've made, what we think about when we're buying food. I wanna talk about like our eating habits, our grocery shopping habits, and what it's like here in the US, because maybe where you live, things are different. Here I have the fridge. We'll take a quick look inside. It's pretty full. Renzo my husband, just did a big grocery shopping trip. Okay, so let me set up my camera on the tripod and we shall get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna say before I start pulling stuff out of the refrigerator is that here in the US, we tend to buy things in bulk because grocery stores are usually generally pretty far away from us. The way cities are designed, we have residential areas where people live, and then we have commercial areas where we have businesses, and the two do not generally mix. So there can be these huge neighborhoods, expansive, big neighborhoods, and you have to literally drive several miles out of the neighborhoods in order to go to a grocery store. So when you go, you try to stock up, good vocab word, you try to stock up on everything that you need for like the next week or two, or maybe even the next month, depending on how far away you live from a grocery store. We tend to do, I would say, like 2 to 3 big grocery trips a month, and then throughout the month we do smaller trips if we run out of like sour cream or something like that. Okay, so grocery stores are far away, we buy in bulk. Some people even have multiple refrigerators here in the US, like that is very common to have a refrigerator, I need to stop saying refrigerator. That's why we have the word fridge. So it's very common for someone to have, or for people to have a fridge in their kitchen and then an extra backup fridge in their garage or a backup freezer. Anyways, I'll just start pulling stuff out of the fridge and we'll just go from there. Okay, we're starting with condiments. Now we have 3 types of mustards. This is like your regular classic mustard, the kind, you know, I was gonna say the kind I grew up with as a kid, but no, I actually grew up with all these mustards. But this is like the kind that most Americans grow up with. Then we have Dijon, and we have spicy brown. Is that what it is? Oh, no, it says Dijon mustard also, but I grew up calling this spicy brown, unless spicy brown is like a different kind. But anyways, we have a nice variety of mustards here, and I like them all. Okay, we have quite a few condiments. We have organic ketchup. Now that is something, I don't buy organic everything. I would love to, but so far we just do a little bit of organic here, a little bit there. It's more expensive. Sometimes it tastes better. They say it's healthier for you, which I believe. Sometimes Renzo doesn't quite believe that, so this is why we don't buy all organic. But we have 2 types of ketchup. This is unsweetened ketchup, so it kind of just tastes like sour tomato sauce. And I mix it sometimes with the sweetened organic ketchup so that it lasts longer and it has less sugar. I try to avoid sugar as much as possible for me, my family, the kids, etc. Then we have mild barbecue sauce, and I avoid getting anything that has high fructose corn syrup. It is so bad for you. So none of these things are gonna have high fructose corn syrup. Seed oils, hydrogenated oils, like all of those things that cause a ton of inflammation in the body. So that's something that I'm hyper aware of living here in the US. Like you guys probably already know, our health here in the US, we are in a crisis, okay? Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity, it's crazy. And you actually have to work really hard and be very proactive about your health to stay healthy. Because if you just buy whatever, you will go down a path you don't want to go down very quickly. And I actually already struggle with a lot of digestive issues that I've had for years, unfortunately. So I just have to be really careful. And we've been cleaning up our diet for the last several years. I remember when we first moved into this house a few years ago, we used to buy hot Cheetos. First of all, I can't even eat hot Cheetos anymore. The last time I tried, I threw up. I don't know what that's about, but I also believe it has like the red 40, the red dye, the 40, whatever it's called, in it, which is horrible for health and child development and stuff like that. So anyways, I was telling Renzo, like, wow, you know, I told him this like a couple years ago, we don't buy that anymore. So we're constantly just like reevaluating our diet and what we eat and trying to be as healthy as possible. It's not easy, but we're sort of sticking to a whole foods based diet. Make a lot of home cooked meals, try not to eat out, try not to buy too much prepackaged food. And if it is prepackaged, like obviously this is, you know, packaged, we check the ingredients. Every time Renzo comes home, because he does most of the grocery shopping with new foods we have never really gotten before, I'm always like, did you check the ingredients? And he's like, yes, I checked the ingredients. And if he forgets, sometimes we have to return the items because there will be a sneaky little ingredient in there like hydrogenated vegetable oil, and I'm like, no, we're not eating that. That's so bad for you. Okay, these things are kind of random. Some honey. Every time I have to use it, I have to like warm it up because it gets hard in there. But sometimes we have to put sweet foods like this in the refrigerator because if not, we might get like an ant invasion and I want to avoid that. We have super glue. I don't know if this extends the life of the glue or if I just grew up doing this, but we have our super glue in there. And then I have children's vitamins in liquid form. So we put this in their juice. And when we give juice to the kids, we just mix 50% juice, 50% water. We also have these random little magnets in there. I use these magnets to create magnets for our, oh man, I'm just envisioning our editor, my friend who transcribes our video content. She's gonna be like, magnets for the magnets. Anyways, we make magnets for our refrigerator out of objects if they have sentimental value or something like that. For example, this was like a little piece of ceramic that I found in our last trip to Italy on one of the beaches. This was something to hang on the wall that a YouTube subscriber sent to me years ago, like when I first started out my YouTube journey. Now you can't really send me anything because I don't have a PO box anymore. I just have a digital mailbox. So sorry. Okay, here we have unfiltered apple juice and coconut water. See, it says no sugar added, not from concentrate. Very, very important. And with this, we just got through one of the doors. I don't know how I'm gonna show you all of this food. This is gonna be like an hour-long video. Okay, here we have brown sugar. Again, I keep this in the fridge so that the ants don't get it. And then sour cream. Here we have fire-roasted red peppers, tahini, and peanut butter. This is a spicy habanero mango pepper sauce that Renzo got recently. This is new. We don't generally get new foods anymore because we kind of figured out what we like and where to buy those foods from, and we just get the same things over and over again. Because I'm not kidding, it takes so much effort to find foods here in this country that have not been adulterated in any way, that do not have horrible ingredients, that are not ultra processed. You literally have to stick to like fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, beans, lentils, and meat, and like nothing prepackaged practically. And then the prepackaged stuff, it's just so hard to find stuff that is not awful for you. If I sound passionate about this topic, it's because I am. And the reason I am is because I have suffered for years with major GI issues, okay? And when you just suffer year after year after year, you really have to watch what you eat. It's not necessarily fun. It's probably better for you in the long run, but it's just a real big frustration. Anyways, let's move on. Here we have peanut butter. I don't like this one as much. In fact, I don't even know what to do with it because our other peanut butter is normal and it's so good. This one has coconut oil spread in it, and I'm just like, peanuts and coconut oil, it's not the best combination. I don't remember if I showed you the tapatio, but we have this hot sauce. We also have the Valentina, okay? And then we have fish sauce. We never used to buy fish sauce. This is like not a normal item you'll find in most American homes. But my sister-in-law is Hmong, and she taught us a really awesome recipe, like a sauce that you make with fish sauce and spicy peppers and ground up garlic. It's really good. Anyways, we make that sauce now, and so we need this ingredient, and we don't even know what else to do with this, but that's all we use it for. Next, we have maple syrup. This is so important for like pancakes, waffles, very traditional here. But if you're ever gonna get this, please get the real stuff, because they make fake maple syrup and it's just so bad for you. This is like no longer an English learning channel. I have turned it into a, what are those channels about food and health? I'm sorry, but welcome to my life. Okay, we're about to wrap up the sauces. I have a sweet chili sauce over here, which Arlo loves. My son, he's almost 4. Then we have a teriyaki sauce. Oh my goodness. You guys, how do we say this? I should have looked up the pronunciation of this word before making a video on my English channel about it. Worcestershire? No, that's not it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I will do my due diligence. I will look it up. This is not a word that people just know how to pronounce, okay? Everyone says it a million different ways. Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce? I'm pretty sure I've never heard it like that in my life, other than in pronunciation tutorials on the internet. Anyways, I don't know. How do you say this word? How would I ask for this in a restaurant? Do you have any I don't know. Okay, congratulations to us. We made it through the other door of the fridge. Now we can work through the fridge from top to bottom or bottom to top. What should we do? Let's just go from bottom to top. Let's try that. Okay, this is a pack of pork shoulder country style ribs, boneless, okay? And we marinate this in a homemade, I don't know if the word is marinade because we don't really let it sit. We just mix it with some seasoning and some homemade mayonnaise, and then we grill it, and it is delicious. And lately we've been eating it with some sauerkraut that we found at grocery outlet. And it's really good, especially with mustard. And you know, over here we have choices when it comes to mustard. Okay, next we have beef back ribs. And just in case anybody was wondering, this was $17.24. What do you think? Is that a good price or not? You're probably like, oh my goodness, Stephanie, that is an obscene amount of meat. What are you gonna do with all of that? The answer, my friends, is I'm gonna eat it. But no, what we like to do over here is we have like one day a week where we do the grilling. When I say we, I mean Renzo, of course. He's from Argentina. Of course he's gonna be the one grilling the meat. Anyways, he grills a bunch of meat. He takes like a couple hours and he grills all the meat, and then we can freeze some of it, put a bunch in the fridge, and then we just have it ready to go all week long, and we don't have to spend as much time, you know, making lunch and dinner. I really love having ready to go, home cooked, home grilled meat. My body loves it. My digestive system loves it. It's one of the things I can eat with almost no issues. So, and it has a lot of vitamins. Okay, you know when you go through your fridge to make a video for YouTube and then you realize there's a bunch of stuff in there you forgot you had? Oops. This, I don't know how to say this. It says BK Nam sausage with chili pepper. This is something that my Hmong sister-in-law accidentally left here one time, and she told us we can eat it. She's like, oh yeah, just go ahead, you can eat it. But she had also said something about it being raw or like a cured meat. I don't know, but I also did not have the confidence to eat this on my own without her showing me how to do it, even though she literally said, just cut it up and eat it. I'm like, nah. So I don't even know if this is still good, but we'll see. And then over here in this container, we have our bacon. There's only 2 strips left. Okay, so many things to go through. This is fresh mozzarella. I love putting this in salad, especially with basil and tomato. This is just regular butter. This is cream cheese. And I wonder, like, are you familiar with all the foods I'm showing you? Or are there things that you're like, oh my goodness, I've never seen that in my life? Renzo found these turkey sausages at Grocery Outlet, and he cannot help himself when he finds a good deal, and he finds good deals all the time at Grocery Outlet. It's kind of like a discount grocery store, and he just can't help him. So he buys these things that we've never tried, and then we get these little surprises like, oh, new food to try. But I tried these and I just didn't like it. But it's really funny because the people that check us out of the grocery store, they're always congratulating him like, wow, you found 4 of these things for 25 cents each. That's an insane deal. And he's like, I know. So it's great. Anyways, then I have here smoked salmon, and this came in a much bigger pack, but this is all that's left. More food. Okay, so this is feta cheese, ham. I'm thinking we should probably actually cut this, okay, divide it and put one of these in the freezer for later on, because it takes us a while to get through one of these packs of ham. Then we have pre-sliced cheese. This is Havarti. This is very common in the US to be able to buy pre-sliced cheese. Ugh, I need to throw this away. So this was me in Grocery Outlet buying things that are like, you know, stuff we never tried before, and that turned out to be gross. This, I shouldn't even show you. It's some kind of grain-free tortilla, but when I bought it, I mean, you can't tell when you buy it, but then I brought it home and I smelled it. It smells so bad. My kids loved it though. I felt like a bad mom for giving it to them. But anyways, then we just have regular eggs. Okay, we made it through the bottom drawer. Now we have to go through 2 smaller drawers and then 2 big shelves. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's carry on. Now we're getting to some vegetables. You're probably like, finally, oh my goodness, it's so nice to know this girl eats vegetables. We have a sweet potato, some limes, some carrots, some tomatoes, lettuce. This is romaine lettuce, a bell pepper, a green bell pepper, and then we have a pack here of zucchini and summer squash, yellow summer squash, and some strawberries. And I love putting berries in my yogurt, and I'll show you the yogurt that I get in a second, but I generally get plain yogurt. I don't like sugar added or anything like that, and the more sour the better. That's the kind of yogurt I like. And if I want a little more sweetness, I mean, that's what we have the fruit for, but also I might add a little bit of maple syrup, and it is so good. By the way, if you're learning something from this, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I also have other areas of my house. Would you like to see my office or my pantry? Let me know in the comments which part of my house I should show you next. Okay, so more veggies. We have celery, mini cucumbers. I really love these for snacks like with cream cheese, and I'll grab something from my cupboard. We get this at Trader Joe's. I don't know if you can get it other places, but it's called Everything But the Bagel Sesame Seed Blend. You can put cut this up into little slices, put cream cheese, and then put this on top, and it's a really great snack. The kids love it, so mama's happy. We have some mushrooms. I like sauteing mushrooms kind of in bulk. We have 2 packs, another one in the fridge, and then I can just leave it throughout the week, and it makes making gourmet omelets really easy, or you know, other foods too. Okay, this is cilantro, little baby carrots. These are great snacks for the kids. For Arlo, my almost 4-year-old, because Rocco, he eats them like a little rabbit and then spits them out. And I guess it's because he just can't bite them and like grind them up well enough to be able to swallow. So I find little pieces of carrot just sprinkled on the table when he's done with that snack. Okay, cabbage, and then serrano chili peppers. I got these because I had been buying the jalapenos because I love spicy peppers, but the jalapenos, I don't know what's going on. They are no longer hot. It's like a bell pepper with like a little bit of spice. And it's like, no, I really, really want to feel that spice inside my mouth. And so this is like a step up. Okay, we're finally doing the middle shelf now, and then we just have the top shelf. So whew, we're making progress. Here we have blueberries, and don't ask me why I have this big bag of onions. I can't even eat onions. They do terrible things to me, and my body doesn't like them. I can't digest them, and so we just don't really cook with onions anymore. We haven't for like over a year, and I don't know why I bought onions. Like, I don't know. I bought onions. Okay, this is our homemade mayonnaise. Super easy to make, tasty, and I love it because most of the mayonnaises you buy here are just highly processed seed oils that are very inflammatory to your body. Okay, this is a bread that we discovered. My psychiatrist recommended it. Actually, I've known about this bread for years, but I never bought it myself. My parents used to buy this bread. It's called Ezekiel bread. It's sprouted grain bread. So it's made from wheat, barley, beans, lentils, millet, and spelt. Leftover yogurt from the kids that they didn't finish eating. Okay, this is an invention. I found a recipe on Instagram and it was like 2-ingredient cookies. Just use almond flour and bananas. So I'm like, that looks easy, I'll make it. And I made it and I was like, I mean, it's not that good, but the kids like it, so that's a plus. Anyways, next we have Mexican style blend cheese. This is what Americans call Mexican style blend cheese, okay? So if the Mexicans are watching this going, that's not Mexican cheese, oh well. Next we have cherries, and if you live in the US, look for these in stores like Grocery Outlet, discounted grocery stores, because cherries can be really expensive, the price per pound, but I think we get them at like $2 a pound, which for cherries is a good deal. Okay, next, more leftovers. This was the kids' hamburger patty from last night that they didn't finish. Okay, so to wrap up the middle shelf, here we have organic hemp hearts. I like putting this on salad. What is in here? Oh, this is a hamburger patty leftover from today. So I made myself hamburger patties. I just had one, and then this is the leftover and with cheese on top. Then apples. I also made some lentils today, and this is what's left over. We're gonna eat this throughout the week. Next, we have minced garlic. When Ren first brought this home, I was kind of like, are we even gonna use that? And I've actually been using it quite a lot. I love how convenient it is. I don't have to mince my own garlic. And the flavor is good too. Okay, a few kombuchas. These were on sale at Costco, and so we got some. I asked Renzo, I was like, hey, I think the kombucha is on sale at Costco. Will you buy some? And he did. Okay, and then this is Parmesan cheese. It comes pre-shredded. And sun-dried tomatoes in olive oil and Italian herbs. This is really good with like sauteed vegetables, omelets, that kind of stuff. Okay, now I have everything else from the top shelf, and we're gonna just try to get through it as fast as we can. So this is sauerkraut that I was telling you about. It says Bavarian style. It's pretty good. This is huge. It's heavy whipping cream, but we have coffee every day, and we have found that coffee with heavy whipping cream tastes so much better than coffee with just half and half or milk. I do not like coffee with milk. So molasses, I've had this forever, and I think I only used it once or twice in a recipe for homemade barbecue sauce. Other than that, I mean, we don't ever use it. Next, this Nancy's probiotic whole milk yogurt. This is my favorite yogurt. Actually, there was one more that I tried several years ago when we were on vacation in Florida, but I could not find that brand here, and I already forgot what it was. But this is my favorite one. It's super sour. You have to like sour yogurt or do something to sweeten it up, but it has 41 billion live probiotics, and I've tried so many yogurts here just looking for you know, a good plain yogurt, and this is definitely one of them for me, but it's very sour. Okay, we have pitted Greek Kalamata olives, and this is our water filter pitcher. Is that what it's called? Yes, well, I mean, it's a water pitcher that filters water, so yes, that's what it's called. Okay. Leftovers, just some plain white rice, an avocado, and this one is like ripe, ready to go, ready to eat, so it's in the fridge, but the other ones are on the counter because they're still a little bit hard, so I'm waiting for them to ripen and then I will transfer them to the fridge. Over here we have bones. These are just beef bones. You know earlier where I showed you the rack of beef ribs? So we grill it, we eat the beef, and then we store the bones, and Renzo makes bone broth with them in our Instapot, and he found a recipe that's really good. And you know, bone broth has lots of collagen and good things for your skin, so that's kind of a newer thing that we started, and it's cool because we're able to make something else with material that previously we would just throw away. Okay, next, ground flaxseed. I like putting this on salads as well. Here we have apple cider vinegar. This is dry yeast. We don't use it very often, but we have it if we need it. Pickles. These ones are little pickles. Strawberry jam, or strawberry spread, I guess this one is called. Capers. I feel so fancy when I eat capers. We usually put capers in our salad, and by usually I mean we started this like a few weeks ago. Renzo got this at Costco, I think, and I was like, oh, there's this French girl that I follow on Instagram, and she's always cooking, and she's always like sprinkling her food with capers, and she lives in London, so she says capers. So anyhow, I just feel so fancy when I eat them. Oh, and I never ate them before in my life that I can recall. This is like a totally new thing, and I'm like, how have I lived all these years without capers? They're amazing. Lemon. I found like 3 of these in our fridge. A lemon that's only half a lemon, because you know, you put things in the fridge and then they just get lost, at least when you have the amount of stuff that we do in the fridge. Oh, and another thing, you have to be really careful when you have this much stuff so that food doesn't go bad, and that is something, unfortunately, that happens with a lot of people here. They just forget they have this in the fridge or that in the fridge, and then it expires or it goes bad or it gets moldy, then you have to throw it out. We try to throw out as little as possible. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to show you is very personal. It's sad too. So this is sauerkraut, and I don't know if these are pickled green beans or just preserved green beans, but this is one of the last things, or I think the last thing that my dad gave me before he died a couple years ago. And they've been in my fridge ever since. Like, I never consumed it, and I also never threw it away. And now I feel like I'm in limbo, like, what should I do with this? Knowing that it's the very last thing my dad gave me, I want to hold on to it, you know, but it's like food items. It's like, Steph, come on. But I'm like, but they're preserved. They can't go bad. Anyways, I will figure out what to do with this eventually. Eventually, am I gonna eat it? Technically, it should still be good. Am I gonna throw it away? Am I gonna keep it forever? What am I gonna do? Maybe a good in-between would be getting rid of the contents inside and then keeping the jars. I don't know, but you know how we can get very sentimental about things that were given to us by people we love when those people then pass away, and it's like, that was the last item they gave me, so there it is. That I keep it in my fridge along with all my other food. Hopefully that doesn't weird you out too much. I just don't even know what to do with it. Okay, so please let us know in the comments, was this video helpful, informative, at the very least entertaining? Did you learn something? If you learned any new words or vocabulary, please share that with us in the comments. And of course, feel free to make any observations that you want about our way of eating here. Remember, this is just my way of eating. This is not reflective of the standard American diet at all. I know that there's packaged foods in here and stuff, but everything is generally, no, not generally, it's very clean. It's very clean compared to the standard American diet. So I couldn't show you the standard American diet even if I wanted to, because we just don't have those foods in our home. Okay, but anyhow, you can feel free to compare and contrast this to how you eat, the types of foods that you eat, or how you store food based on your culture. And I don't know, maybe you live very close to a grocery store and you don't have to do these big grocery hauls every 2 weeks like we do. Anyhow, just a quick reminder that you can click the link in the description to download a complete transcription of this video so you can really dig into the vocabulary, the grammar, and analyze everything. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you would also probably really enjoy the content that we have in my Fluent English with Stephanie program. So I will put more information about that in the description. In case you don't know, I also offer several different programs to help you improve your English. Each program has a different objective, different methodologies that we use to help you improve your English. So I'll just leave some links in the description and you can check them out when you have time. That's it, and I hope to see you in another video.